Welcome back to Wendy Hollow Garage, where we have total catastrophe. Why? What could possibly happen to cause all that damage? Right there. What are you doing?
Putting lube in the rear end.
Welcome back to Wendy Hollow Garage. So on this week's episode, we recap the last NSS Bash race of the year out at National Trail Raceway. And on Saturday, we didn't have much luck as we lost first round. We made a good race, but didn't have much luck. And on Sunday, we have even worse luck. So we qualified number 1 and then suffer some catastrophic failure on our bye run and end up not being able to make the call for second round. So, and stay tuned to see if we can get Betty back together to make the Mopar Nationals, which was in about 3 days after we got the parts to fix the rear end. Welcome back to Wendy Hollow Garage, where we have total catastrophe. Betty White has suffered some significant trauma. You can see we have the axles out, the center section's out, the transmission is out. And you might ask yourself, why? What could possibly happen to cause all that damage? Right there. Right there. She broke everything. So at the last NSS race, our ring and pinion left the chat. So, which was a real bummer. It was a real bummer because we had actually run 11.000. We were the number 1 qualifier. We had the bye run, and then it actually broke on the bye run. Yeah, we lost. We lost a bye run. Yeah.
With the 008 reaction time.
Yeah. So it didn't break right off the line. The 60 foot was actually the same 153. It might have been a 154. Pretty much the same it had been all day, and then when she pulled second gear, the 8 3/4 just left the chat. So what happened was, it looks like the main cap broke, and this was a 489 case, so I guess that's the inferior case, and I guess we have proven that to be true. You can see the ring gear knocked quite a few teeth off of it. So we don't have the pinion here because we're trying to get ready for Mopar Nationals, which is in exactly 3 days. So we took the pinion and the yoke to have the yoke pulled off and put on a new case. So we've actually ordered a brand new case from DoctorDiff, a new aftermarket case with a new gear set and stuff. So this gear was actually dated
1969.
Yeah, you can see right there, if it'll focus, the gear was actually dated 2/6/69. So I guess you got your money out of that gear.
Yeah.
But so when you break the gear set, everybody says you have to pull the transmission to check the sprag to make sure it didn't break the sprag. I'm 99% sure that it's fine, but we went ahead and pulled it. So we're going to pull the pump here, and we'll see if the sprag is indeed fine. So,
thank you to Gooden Automotive for putting the new casing and rear end together for us so we could do this.
yeah, last minute, they were willing to put it together for us. So, okay, let's pray that the transmission is okay. Otherwise, if the transmission's yacked, we're done.
We're done.
Okay. She's sweaty.
I'm sweaty.
Well, what do you think?
I have no idea. It looks okay, but I don't know what
So
that
you
means.
can see we have the transmission apart. And
Sprag looks fine.
I think it looks just fine. It spins fine. It doesn't look like it turned in the case. I don't see any metal.
I don't know what I'm turning here, so.
If you turn this, it'll turn one way and then not the other.
Okay, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so it's definitely not turning one way, and it's turning the other way fine.
Yep.
And it won't go that way at all.
Springs, I don't see any metal. The springs all look fine.
The only thing we found was some of the paper on the inside of this.
Yeah, the band does have a little bit of wear on it, but I'm sure that's probably fairly common. I don't think we've adjusted the band on it.
It's Kevlar.
Kevlar. All right. So, all right, I'll see you later. Put it back together.
Nope, I need your help, but we can tell Robert that I won't lose my legs.
He was very concerned
He
about your
was
legs.
exceedingly concerned about my
He
legs.
said those were going to be
Toast.
mangled. So we got the transmission back into Betty White. We were up to like 10 o'clock last night getting that installed. But before we put the new rear end in, I figured I would show everybody what the difference is between the new aftermarket 489 case and the stock 489 case, because the new one, it's significantly beefier. So I've heard that these are almost as strong as a 9-inch, so I don't know. We will find out. So this is our new case. So this is the same one. We bought this one from DoctorDiff as always. It looks to be the same one as Yukon Gear sells. They just don't put the Y on these ones, or they grind it off. It's a really clean casting. You can see the main caps are significantly thicker. So this was the main cap that we broke, and you can see right in that spot there where it's weak. So this is the main cap we broke, and you can see right here where it narrows down on the factory piece. On this one, it's pretty much way beefier all the way through. It doesn't have the U in there, so it's fully it's filled all the way across, and I think that adds quite a bit of rigidity. It's also, this is nodular iron, and I think this is just cast iron. And I'm not a metallurgical engineer or anything, but I do believe nodular iron is significantly stronger. So anyway, Shout out to Gooden's Auto Repair in Newark, Ohio for getting us all set up here. You can see we got our 391 gear, and you can see the pattern is pretty much perfect on it. So he did a knockout job, and hopefully we are all ready for the Mopar Nats. So anyway, thought folks would like to see the difference in the cases. Let's see. This one's also a lot thicker through here, whereas you can see the difference. This main cap just is machined, just isn't nearly as thick. So just everything is beefier on the aftermarket 489 case. So, and these cases aren't terribly expensive. I think it was $260 from DoctorDiff. So honestly, I don't even know if I'd use an old one anymore, because that thing just, anything that has slicks on it, I don't think I would really use one of those stock cases anymore, because they are just a bomb waiting to go off. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put my axles in that we got over the winter from DoctorDiff. So these are axles. These are the new B-body axles, just their standard ones. You see they're really nice because they come with the bearings already pressed in. They come with wheel studs already screwed in. So you don't have to do anything except for put them in your car. And yes, we've been running Betty on factory axles up to this point. So we will have some spare axles. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? Do you approve? So you see the garage is total devastation right now. We have like every tool that I own out. So it's been a long time since I've pulled a 727 on the floor like this. And I am all hyped up on a leave today because my back, neck, arms are killing me. I'm not used to rolling around on the ground. So 727s are definitely way heavier than Power Glides and 904s. Yeah, I can pretty much wrestle a Power Glide up by myself. I used to be able to wrestle a 727 up by myself, but I don't think I'm going to try that anymore. All right, so anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and try and get the center sections shoved in here. And I got my helpers out here. So I'm going to get the center section shoved in and see if we can get this all buttoned up and hopefully running tonight. Fingers crossed.
One eternity later.
Well, much later, we have the rear end back in the car. Oh, what are you doing?
Putting lube in the rear end.
What kind of lube are you using?
75 140.
Walmart's best.
Walmart's best.
All right.
I
Well,
need something to take this.
okay. We'll tighten the drain plug. You can see we got wheels back on, drive shaft back in, axles back on, brakes back on, and I think we're just about ready to start it and break in the rear end, I guess. All right. What do you think it is? It's hot out here. She likes standing in front of the fan. Yeah. I can't blame her. It's hot. Does it feel good? Oh, yeah. And Mr. Man, it's his dinner time. So he's like, can we go eat some food now? I need some nachos. But we even put the new axles in from DoctorDiff. So they fit just perfect. So the old axles are, I guess, spare axles now. So I guess we'll tighten up the drain plug, get it off the jack stands, and see what we got. Well, Bub, what do you think? The car came alive. What do you think is?
It lives.
All right, we've warmed up the rear end.
Yep.
We ran it through the gears. Everything seems good. So all it's left to do is make a hit.
Woo!
It's been a long week. Nothing that 40 hours in the shop till 10 every night and a couple $1,000s wouldn't fix.
I'm expensive. What can I say?
So thanks to Gooden Automotive, we were able to meet the deadline and get Betty all ready for the Mopar Nats. But stay tuned to the next episode to see how we do at the Mopar Nationals. It's kind of the Catalina wine mixer of races for us. It's one of our favorite races of the year. So if you stayed with us this long, we really appreciate everybody that stays and watches and supports us on the channel. All the kind comments that we get in person really means a lot to us. We do this just for fun. We're not monetized, probably never will be. So that's the only reason we do this, is for fun. So hopefully you enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.